So today I had a lot of stuff planned. I had a lot of stuff prep. I had a lot I had ideas for what I wanted to do today and the content that I wanted to put out today, but I recorded some stuff and I was going to release it, and I recorded some more stuff and I was going to release that, and really what I had recorded didn't reflect what I wanted to talk about and what I was feeling. And I think it's because for me, I think I'm a bit of a coward. I've not talked about some of the social issues, the societal issues, anywhere ever, because I'm worried specifically about the backlash. I'm worried about people coming in and saying like, why are you talking about this? You're that, affiliating me with certain groups or whatever, and saying you're this and you're that. And I like I don't really know how to respond to that. I don't really know exactly what to do. All I know is that me trying to like act like today is just another day, or yesterday was another day, is ridiculous. It's like some serious stuff went on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the incident with George Floyd. It's not an incident. Let me get that correct. His murder at the hands of a Minnesota or a Minneapolis police officer, and the sequential protests, riots, and then looting because of that. And I've been really thinking hard about it all day and for parts of the weekend as well. And you know, uh, I kind of tried to play it off like it didn't really affect me, and then I kind of got into trouble in the sense of I started to say things that I didn't really feel, and I started to kind of project some of like positivity and happiness, and like I wasn't real, I guess, is the best way that I could describe it. And I'm not educated, or as educated as I should be, about my own issues, in my own race. And being black and seeing like stuff like this happen constantly, and this is a couple of weeks after the Ahmaud Arbery killing as well, where it was just literally a bunch of vigilantes running up on him and shooting him and killing him. And seeing like that play out, and the issues with that, like as soon as I saw that, and what happened later on, and pretty much like I guess the guy or the guys, they're tried, and I don't know what's going on with that case. But seeing like that and kind of how that kind of flew under the radar again, I thought that this situation, the George Floyd situation, would kind of like go under the radar and nobody would talk about it in a week or 2 weeks, and I could kind of go back to pretending like everything is okay. And that's not what happened, at all. People protested, people are rioting, people are burning shit down. And I, in a lot of ways, I'm scared, in a lot of ways. It's like I don't necessarily know what's going to happen next. I don't know necessarily if what's going on is going to be good or bad, what's going to happen next. But you know um it's a horrible time for me. I guess it's been a horrible time. I don't really know how to express what I'm feeling, I guess, right now, except fear, I guess. Because if you're not black, and if you don't experience like the issues that go on within this race, like I tell people sometimes whenever they're trying to like relate and try to ask me about my race, sometimes if a conversation ever gets to this point. But I always tell them, like, listen, like every single black person is going to get called the N-word by the time they're 10 years old. you know like that's just a fact. You can ask anybody 10 years old. That's when I was called it. I can't, maybe it's just me, but a lot of people I know got called the N-word before, and by the N-word I mean hard R, not soft A. Like I don't know how to explain myself. I don't know how to address this situation. All I know is that like I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the backlash. I'm afraid of what could potentially happen to me. My aunt, she texted me, and a couple of my other cousins that are men, and she said, be careful, because there's a real good chance that I could get pulled over and I could get murdered, or I could just have a routine check and they could take me out of my car and they could put their neck or their knee on my neck. And like I don't know. It's just a really, really worrying time for me. And I apologize if this makes you uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. But at the same token, I know this is very, very inarticulated, and I know this isn't very thought out. It's supposed to be. This is just how I feel. But this whole situation with George Floyd and some of the people that have been speaking on this and people that have been protesting, it's really, really started to open up my eyes about certain things. And Sony came out with this tweet today. They were talking about how they're not going to have this celebration, this party for the PlayStation 5 and stuff like that, to try and let other voices and stuff like that come in and speak on the matter. Again, I'm not saying that I'm educated, and also I'm not even saying that I have a big following. I know who watches the channel and my shows and stuff like that. But it's just it's just weird and difficult for me to kind of process some of this stuff. So I apologize that if this wasn't what you wanted to see. I apologize because I wanted to talk about the PS5 and some of the games that were going to be on the PS5, like Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2, and how I thought that potentially Cyberpunk 2077 could be on the console. But I just could. I have to say something about this. I can't, even if it's just weirdly thought out, it's weirdly planned. I have to say something about this. I just can't, for the next time, or not even for the next time, excuse me, but for this time, I just can't go by and not say anything and just kind of let it pass once again and just be silent. Tomorrow I'll have some more stuff for you. I don't really know what it's going to be, but I'll kind of I said my piece. I'll move on, and, we'll go back to what I was, what we were doing before some of these incidents, not to take away from the incidents, not to take away from Ahmaud Arbery or George Floyd, excuse me. But, it's just, I don't know. I don't know.